Subterranean Soviet missile stations or tunnels to the centre of the Earth. Well, theories abound over a large sinkhole that has appeared near the Ural Mountains in Russia. And as experts try to work out what exactly caused it, more have opened up elsewhere in the area. Craters have emerged in the Perm region, where some residents intend to leave their homes in order to avoid danger. Others say the area is turning into Atlantis. We asked a geology expert for his opinion.
I think that flooding may be a trigger factor for the sinkhole, because when you flood a mine and water moves toward the mine, and then that moving water may trigger the sinkhole. It brings the sands with the movement, and then probably make the buoyancy smaller, so the water was there to hold the rock or the soil. But now water moves away, so the whole support from water disappear. So the gravity played a role.
Well, 7 giant craters recently appeared in Siberia as well. The best known is almost 80 meters wide, but scientists have no idea how deep it is. But as the surrounding area contains the country's biggest methane gas field, experts believe there may be a connection. The number of dead in the continuing heatwave in India has exceeded 2,100 people, making it the second deadliest summer in the country's history. Temperatures have soared to around 45 degrees Celsius. Hospitals are struggling to cope with an influx of patients suffering from sunstroke, while in rural areas the heat has killed wildlife and sparked fires. Activists from the Black Lives Matter movement have disrupted a pro-police rally at Baltimore City Hall. The two groups jeered each other, but no arrests were made. The Blue Lives Matter group formed during the Ferguson riots to draw support for the law enforcement who became the target of the protesters. A suicide bomber has blown himself up inside a mosque in northeast Nigeria, killing at least 16 people. It happened after an overnight assault by Boko Haram militants took 13 lives. The attacks follow the inauguration of Nigeria's new president, who promised to fight the terror group. Now, many Somali Muslims living in one US state would prefer Sharia law instead of American legislation. That's what one filmmaker says he discovered on the streets of Minnesota.
Do you feel more comfortable living under American law, or do you feel more comfortable living under Sharia law?
Sharia law. I'm a Muslim. I prefer Sharia law.
You prefer Sharia law over American law?
Of course, yeah. Of course, yeah.
Would you prefer to live in America or prefer to live in Somalia?
For me, I think it's Somalia.
Would you rather live in America or live in Somalia?
I would rather live in Somalia.
You'd prefer to live in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
Well, filmmaker Amy Horowitz gauged opinion in a mostly Somali neighbourhood. Horowitz says he's not against immigration, which he sees as a great benefit to the US, but he believes the alienation of American Muslims is growing, and the trend is concerning.
This particular motivation came from the fact that I learned that there were a tremendous amount of young people, mostly from this particular area in Minnesota, in Minneapolis, who are going overseas to fight for al-Shabaab and ISIS. What you find among the Muslim immigrants in Europe and the United States is that the first and second generation are more radical than their parents. They're actually not only not integrating as time goes on, as generations come by.
I'm not Americanized. I just speak fluent, and you know what I mean? I'm articulate, and I can articulate what I'm trying to say, you know what I mean? That's about it. But other than that, I mean, as far as my culture and my preferences and everything, it's still Somali.
There's a larger alienation as more time goes by.
Coming up next on RT International, we look at the role of technology and telecom firms in collaborating with government agencies. Stay with us.